the worst place to be, because this is going to be
You're
where
the one
everything
trying to pour
goes
cream
down.
I'll just head out of town then. I'll go to the TPK and try to contact my company.
Yes, save yourself, please.
And just invest into some stocks and
We'll
pull out some
talk about
insurance.
the specifics of the mission later. You can't be here.
Yeah.
Please leave.
Hey Sildar, you want to come with me? And he looks up from the building and you see Sildar like that, just like, no.
What? Hey, Sildar!
Yeah.
You're alive?
Yeah, I'm alive. And you would see Sildar, he's like, runs down the stairs and comes out.
Hello.
And you would see, like, he runs down just like, great to see you all still around. Good news is, the mayor's gone.
Is he dead?
Killed himself in his room.
When he became a new head.
Did he have any help?
I am not the False Hydra.
You know what suicide means?
After what I heard, I can't say I'm
Do you know who
surprised.
Jeffrey Epstein is?
He tried destroying.
True, but the cleanse don't exist in this timeline.
Yet.
Yeah.
He tried destroying some very important information.
Yeah, that's something. And you'd see his eyes are starting to trail towards Glassstaff. And the two, like, you see Sildar and Glassstaff just, like, staring at each other for, like, a long few silent seconds. And you see Glassstaff like, hey, Sildar. And Sildar looks at him just like, hi, Arano. I've been looking for you.
Rano? What?
My friend Irana, the mage I was looking for here. What? Why are you a Red Ruffian? Leader of the Red Ruffians, actually. Why are you lame, loser?
Did you know he was the
What is happening?
Oh, it's his mage friend. He talked about it very briefly when we came over here.
I guess I wasn't listening. Takes the earplugs off. No, I'm kidding.
Everyone, roll me a wisdom save.
Yeah, here it is. Anyways. Hey, get off my fucking notebook.
Well,
That's
then I get to
better.
roll again because I hit your notebook.
That's better than my one thing.
8 wisdom.
Perception check.
Yep, an
immediately.
8. Oh shit.
You said history?
What
Wisdom
about
saves.
Wisdom.
my
Oh, save.
Where the fuck are my saves? Hold on.
You got an 8.
14. So nobody passed.
13 for me.
Did you?
No. Roll.
Yeah, it's a wisdom save.
What did you get, Bunny?
13. You got a 7. It goes off. You'll actually hear.
I can't actually hear.
Well, you didn't hear us tell you to roll.
Because I wasn't paying attention.
Well, maybe you should.
And what did Bo get?
He got a. I think it was a 7.
7.
Alrighty.
I got 14.
And you'd see Sildar look over at all of you, and your minds all get slightly a little bit cloudy as
Does the sword do anything for this?
the sword doesn't do anything. The sword has to be activated.
I was playing a dangerous game with my phone. I wanted to throw it on the couch.
And your minds would get slightly cloudy as you walk around the town, and the thought process of what you're doing here gets a little bit vague in your mind. You just know that you're here to hunt something down.
Welcome to my world.
And you would see Sildar and Glassstaff look at each other just like, so, drink at the tavern?
Is this the part where I can say I wrote a bunch of stuff on my palm?
I don't feel like we should drink. As much as I like drinking,
Now is not the time to drink.
it feels like we're here to fight. But fight what?
And you would see Noga's RGB settings are currently flashing red.
Bing bong,
Bing bong!
look for danger.
Looking for danger!
Wonder if Bing
Danger!
Wonder if Bing Bong knows why we're here.
Bing bong!
Well, whatever it is, it's close.
Danger! Bing bong! Danger! Bing bong,
Yes,
danger.
yes, we know. Let's, you know.
So is
the
Gladstaff
guy-
a bad guy now?
Here's the problem.
Stop looking at me. I know you're looking at me. Don't you're already killing me off. Like,
There's this
I
no.
did that a long time ago.
There's a monster.
I've waited weeks for this.
And we can't. I don't remember much about it. But this sword can help us beat it. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
But the only thing is, I mean, I think it's close, but I'm not sure if I should do the thing now, because it only lasts for 5 minutes according to its description.
Well,
And also, you'd see Celine looking down at the group with Falcon, and you see Falcon give a wave to all of you, and Celine noticing all of you, and then looking towards Zefsys, and then looking towards all of you, and you would see her just like shrug and just walk off as if not wanting to be seen.
I wonder if they know what we're here for.
shrug. Don't know. Anyways, what I was gonna say is, with that sword, the second you see we have a clear shot to start attacking this thing, you activate that sword. Got it? That will do nicely.
I think that'll work. Like,
And
wait for it to move first. Sort of deal.
yes. Or no, wait until we know we're gonna be able to attack it instead of, what is this thing for 5 minutes?
Yeah,
We
but-
wander around like fools, we waste our time, and then we're dead. Bueno.
Wait,
So are the Red Ruffians currently on our side then?
Yeah, the ruffians are currently Glasstaff, or his real name, Irano, and the ruffians are all on your team at the moment.
We killed some of them. They killed some of us.
Can I
Several
start carving
times.
notes into my arm? So
Yeah.
I can see. Alright.
Like that.
Yeah.
So I can remember that
Yeah,
minus
because I'm
3
covered in
for
fur, I have to
bullshit.
like shave part of my arm slightly with a blade to do it. So I have to like, scrawl it in with that little blade.
And as you go to do that, you would see a note is already written on your arm, carved in really quickly and really roughly. Go ahead and roll me a history check to see how legible this note is.
19!
It's fucking wonderful.
Hey, I'm a
It's in
scholar.
Comic Sans.
And it says,
Calligraphy.
Head 8 Villager, Head 8 Ruffian.
Whoa, that's not good.
what?
We have a munchie boy here. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have phrased it like
And
that.
at the end of it, there seems to be another thing that starts with an S, but then it stops and just like a S and then a cut.
Can I look at Sildar
You look at Sildar and
really carefully?
Sildar looks back at you. Go ahead and roll me a wisdom check.
Shit! 9.
It's Sildar.
Hey, Sildar.
And
What do you mean
S.
by? What do you mean by munchie boy?
Well, head 8 villager, head 8 red ruffian. So I can assume that means 2 people just died near us and we don't remember.
Let's do a head count of ruffians.
I have 7 ruffians with us.
But would we remember that's what
Wait.
he said, or
No, I've seen this
You?
in JoJo.
Uh-oh. No, this is Rick and Morty. Whenever they...
he did say he had?
There's 11!
number change!
Yeah, thank you, Pencilbester.
This should never be
Noga,
going
your mind is currently clashing. You believe that he said he had 8, but now he's saying he has 7, and part of you believes that he has 7, but you know you heard 8.
Pull out your sword.
Can I fire an Eldritch Blast at Sildar's feet?
You fire an Eldritch Blast at Sildar's feet and roll me an attack roll.
Not at him, but like right on the ground in front of him.
Alright.
What the fuck? Okay.
You blast the ground at his feet, and I need everyone to make another wisdom save.
Hooray!
Yeah, definitely higher.
11.
Nah.
18.
What do I have to
19.
roll exactly? Above my
Got a
wisdom?
6, dude. My dice suck.
7.
No, you roll your wisdom saving throw, so it's your. Hold on, let me show you.
I have rolled a 9. I failed. Okay,
Right here.
Let's just.
This is your saves. So my wisdom save is +4, so I got 11. That is.
I rolled a 9.
Alright. So, a brief flash appears as all of your minds begin to hurt.
Oh.
I got a 19.
Bunny, you would see everyone is looking around, slightly panicked. You're being the most focused in the group. As you would see your vision flashes, you would see this tendril-like thing pass by your vision. And Bo and Zefsys, Bo, you take 12 piercing damage. And Zefsys, you take 15 piercing damage.
-3, so 12.
You did it.
Wow, you're.
He remembered.
You're learning.
Wrote down.
And
This
as
is a fucking
your
tattoo I
brains-
had earlier today.
as your minds come to, Zefsys, you just notice that like your arm, it's hurting. And Bo, you would notice that your leg's hurting. Bunny, you would realize that they're both bleeding as they have these bite marks tearing into them.
Oh, I forgot
And
to do something. Hold on.
Bunny, with your wisdom save, you notice on your instrument that you carry around, your lute, carved into it with your own nail, it says Sildar. And then there's like several other scratches on it.
Alright, I did my charges for my magic missile
So-
wand.
We saw Sildar die, right?
Did we?
No.
No, I thought you said Sildar was dead earlier. That's where I thought.
No, Sildar is just fine.
We didn't know. You
No,
just knew
man.
he was here.
Sildar's alive.
I'm
He's right
sus-
here.
I'm
I
sus-
mean, I just felt him in the foot and stuff happened, so I'm assuming this S on my arm means Sildar.
I also have a more.
Wow, that's like a.
Oh, that's
like,
my pack. Oh,
It must
pack.
mean something.
Sildar lets out like a small axe, just like,
Chop off.
Is
his
there an
head.
M on me anywhere?
no.
Damn it. I'm looking at.
How about a Z?
There's no Z.
I'm just the red ruffians in front of me.
Ew.
Would one of you be willing to go up and talk to Falcon and Celine to come back down here and help us? Something's going on.
Alright, I'll go grab him.
No, I'm gonna help.
Sildar.
I'm helping.
What is
Alright.
Why walk
You guys
when
go
I can
straight
chuck
in.
you up there?
Wait, I'm just gonna turn invisible.
I want to
Bye.
throw him up there so we can get there
Not yet,
faster.
Roll me a persuasion to throw him.
God damn. Here
Ah, 7. Fuck. Yeah,
I'll
but
take
he
the-
might roll a 1.
I'll take the stats.
Probably the best idea.
Sildar? What is
As you wish. My way would have been faster.
Sildar? What's so funny?
It's nothing funny, honestly.
You know, why are you laughing?
This town is a bit of a mess right now. Anyway, I run out of drinks, and I run out like, yeah.
We're not
drinks.
getting drinks right now.
Why not?
What is wrong with you?
I'm
my
thirsty.
There's something on the loose. That's why. Anyone who splits up ends up in trouble. We had a friend who split up, missing eye, missing arm.
So, when she attacked the ground by him, something strange happened. She has an S on her arm that may or may not mean Sildar.
It probably means.
I have
Sildar.
Sildar written on my pack, which I know damn well.
That's not like a list thing, right?
No, that my list goes in my book.
Considering Sildar is written with the 2 villagers that were
And I
dead,
don't
I'm
normally
assuming
sleep with
something
them.
bad happened.
I don't trust Sildar.
Well, you know what that means. Eldritch Blast!
And I pull out my sword, and I'm
Sildar's
like,
just
you better
like-
start explaining yourself, Sildar.
It's not gonna do anything. It's like
Explain
talking to
myself.
Mayor Wester.
I'm just a member of the Lord's Alliance.
I don't think so.
I hired you guys to join, well, delivering supplies.
Alright.
Yeah, but
Say our names.
Nogarelz, Bunny B. Cottontail.
wrong.
Wrong.
Prove
What?
it.
Prove it.
That's the new gambit.
I did that to somebody at work. I used it like, yeah, you did that the other day. Prove it.
And Bunny, as you say that, and you're looking at him, I need you specifically to make me a charisma saving throw.
Sucker. I don't like that.
Yes. That would be 11.
Alright. So, as you guys are all talking, you are all currently facing Glassstaff, and you don't remember Sildar being here. However, all the notes that were written or scratched in are still there.
So my arm's the same?
Yes.
I wonder where Sildar is.
And you see Glassstaff look over just like, Sildar? He said he's in the town somewhere.
Lobizona is just gonna keep looking at her arm. Okay, that's another person missing. If that S means Sildar, then that means he's not here.
But it could mean he was
So-
here. Why would we write Sildar if he wasn't here?
And the scratches look pretty recent.
Yeah.
So, somebody else. I think that was, I'm gonna cast Blur on myself.
Alright, you cast Blur on yourself.
Wait. I'm gonna wait just a second. No, I'll just fucking, yeah, I'll be blurred. Lobizona turns fuzzy.
How much is there still 7 ruffians?
You look around and count, and there's currently 7 ruffians. 8, including Mouseskins.
You're making things more confusing. Like,
I just realized I haven't been including Mouseskins.
Because that means that 8 was wrong to me. So, 8 ruffians.
You would see this one has finally made it up here and is talking to Falcon at the moment. You can almost see Celine's bunny ears.
Is Gundren still here, or did he actually leave?
Gundren, you would see, is currently walking out of town.
I have big ears. Can I hear what they're saying?
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Yeah, that's better. 13 plus 0. 13.
So, listening up there, and as you listen in, you would hear the ruffian be like, "Hey Falcon, there's such an incompetent bugbear down there." "Oh, I've met that incompetent bugbear. I bet I could beat him in a fight and throw him off any cliff."
Good question. We still remember the whole water thing that they mentioned.
Yeah,
Is there any water on the floor by us?
yes.
I'm going to put my hands in it and see if I can tell if this is the water or the blood pile in some way.
You put your hand in it and roll me an investigation check.
Is my devil sight doing anything for me right now?
Your devil's sight is currently sort of just it just makes your mind hurt a little bit.
Good, the mind crisper.
You can tell that when you put your hands in water, it has the texture of water and stuff, but because you are a mushroom and you absorb nutrients through your existence, it doesn't taste like miso.
Do we have the blood vial?
Yes.
Glass staff.
Yeah.
Hand me... Actually, are all... His blood vials just look like water vials now, right?
Yes.
Hand me one of those water vials.
He hands you one.
And I'm gonna pour that on my hand to see if it has the same consistency.
It does.
Guys,
What?
we're standing on puddles of blood.
Yeah, probably.
And it looks like water to everyone else, is why I'm pointing it out.
Yes, they told us the water is blood. I mean, it looks fine, but I assume if you go and swim in it, you will come out turning red. Good thing I have a red coat.
And you would notice, Lobizona, though, that you do genuinely currently believe that this is water on the ground.
But it's really water.
I'm telling you though, it's blood. It tastes like blood. It feels like blood.
Stop drinking it.
I'm not drinking it. I'm
With the
absorbing
structure of this building, would it be easier for me to climb up the side? Or, like, for the rock precipitous on the side? Or...
You can take the door.
Okay, King Kong.
Well, yeah, but then I have to go in that building, and there's probably horrors that'll kill me in there.
Now here's what I want to get at though. If this is still wet, then that means it's still fresh blood. Which means it had to be pretty recent. Does it feel warm?
It feels. With your investigation check, it feels cold. Like a normal puddle of water.
Alright, I'm gonna say, Mushroom, hold my beer. I'm going for the door.
I don't want your.
I'm gonna go up here. I want to get, make sure that they're gonna help us.
Alright. And as the other group is currently all standing around, who do I want to bully?
Nothing's going on down here except for death.
What do you mean I'm investigating?
You right here. Here, move everyone more towards the town square. Here, pick number 1 through 4. Everyone except for the bugbear, because you're walking away.
4.
So I don't pick one?
1, 2, 3, 4. No good. Roll me a charisma saving throw.
Well, I'm generally supposed to be good at those.
You okay, Logan? Tired?
So, as you're standing there, in your voice, Noga just says, let's see. Noga says something that's an insult towards what you know about Bunny. What would you like to say?
Bunny has a little Timmy.
Call him flaccid. 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 Flaccid.
I doubt he actually killed a goblin with his dick.
Your mom was so fat, I bet she couldn't even fuck a false Hydra.
Your mom's so ugly that whenever she looked in the mirror, the whole mirror broke.
Your mom's so ugly.
Everyone just starts insulting you without your face.
Your mom's so ugly. She looked in the mirror and she couldn't even
Bunny
remember.
has his ear.
Yo, mama's so
How
top.
many STDs do you have?
Yo, mama is so top heavy.
He's got
that she
ear
was
cotton
like this,
pills in, so he
and
can't
then she
hear
started
you.
doing this.
He's just sitting there. He's just like,
You couldn't get gonorrhea because you were so ugly. Gonorrhea didn't want you.
Ryan, you're gonna hate me. I'm gonna take out Lobizona's little personal loot. In fact, I'm going to hold up the strings, put my ear to the body, the resonant body in the chamber of the wood, and I'm going to play with the tuning of the middle strings until they start to resonate to see if there's any singing that I can't hear immediately, which will resonate through the string if it's the right pitch.
I don't know how music works, but roll me an investigation.
So you're saying
Whoa!
Lobizona.
yeah, it works.
Tonight.
I don't know how music works, but yes.
Lobizona does. She plays the lute. She just doesn't do it right.
And Noga, you recognize that, like, after you say that, you feel like that didn't, like, come from you. But, like, it's just something that just, like, came out, but you didn't say it.
Smart.
Lobizona, meanwhile, you all see that she's picked up her musical instrument, shoved her fox ear inside of it.
You
and
see
started
something
fiddling.
strange.
And roll me a charisma save with advantage.
Come on, another 20.
Alright, that's a 19 and a 17.
Sweet.
Plus 4. Or plus 6, I think. Hold on.
So,
Yeah, plus 6, alright. 25.
Lobizona, what you currently see is... roll me a d20.
Roll it.
15.
How can I only rolls high when it's for somebody else?
Okay. So... Oh no, it was for him.
No, that's how much damage.
I wasn't telling him what kind of check he was making. So, you would see that Zefsys is currently held
Oh,
by a
fuck.
pair of random strange hands.
Fuck.
You would notice that this ruffian is not a ruffian.
Noga, get the sword out!
there would be a strange pile of bile holding some villagers who are thrashing around.
Noga, sword now! Noga, sword now!
I will. Just want to hear the full description.
And you would see that
Oh, fuck.
there is strange arms currently on top of this building.
And as she says that, I'm going to take out the sword and
I'm gonna move this so I can
use its
see.
magic to tear the reality.
So you pull out the sword to begin observing the reality, and as it fully tunes into your minds,
Yep.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck. That's not good.
and I'm going to say, go ahead and roll initiative, as we will move into initiative order.
Ryan?
Lobizona, you tune the guitar, you suddenly see the reality form around you, you alert Noga, who's actually right after you in initiative by funny coincidence.
Find him
He-
and break.
He activates the sword to, the sword has like what, 4 or 5 people you can choose the effect for?
Let me check.
I think it's just enough for the party.
Let me see. Oh, they can make you and 4 allies of your choice.
That's convenient.
So all 4 allies would
Wait,
like to
wait.
choose.
Do you choose all 4 of us? Might want to choose the 4 red ruffians. They might do better.
Or they might be other parts of the.
Literally can't imagine anyone else being more capable, so yeah. I mean, maybe Glassstaff because he has magic missile and you don't, but...
You don't even understand
Shut
how
up!
it works.
Quit saying that. It makes me sad.
But yeah, it'll be these.
Alright. So, Lobizona, you strum it, and now with the sword activated and the reality becoming clear, in all of your vision, you would see the city streets are not filled with water from the dim rain or fog. It is filled with blood, organs, bones. There would be massive gaping holes, various in the village.
This reminds me of Doom City.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go!
You would see several pale, fleshy arms, heads, and more ripple around. And next to the well, sort of burrowed out from the side of it, you would see this massive blobby creatures with heads that are currently singing this strange tune.
Bro, what
which
is this?
now has become clear in your vision of what the illusion is that it's creating and how far this thing has come and evolved. You would see that all the ruffians, mouseskins, and all of them are currently oblivious. Zefsys, you would notice these 2 people up here, they are not indeed insulting you. They're actually currently talking about what to do about the monster running around the town.
That could have gone badly if I didn't know that.
Is it Lobizona time?
Lobizona, you are up, and you would see that where Sildar originally was, as the sword activating, the memory sort of coming back, there's just been this head that has been pretending to be people.
Want to see something cool? Your singing sucks! I'm gonna point the Wander Magic Missiles at it, and it's time to cook some monster with, I believe, 5 charges of it?
One thing you would notice when looking at this particular head is its face.
Oh, I mean the big boy.
Oh, you're doing the big boy. The head right here, you would notice its facial structure feels familiar, almost as if looking at a combination of Sildar and the mayor. Sort of morphed into this head's look.
Oh my god. They look a little bit better this way. and that's gonna be, I'm gonna do 5th level magic missile.
Alright.
And that is going to be, it is 5d4 plus 5, right? Wait, no. 8d4 plus
Wait, what
8.
level can you go up to?
Up to 7th, but I'm not going to use all the charges. Yeah, and it's 3 at the 1st level, right?
Yeah.
So it's 8 at the 5th level. Okay, so that's 8d4 plus 8. Here's 3, so that's going to be 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, 13.
Jesus.
16? No. Yes. 17. 18 plus 8 is going to be 26
Alright, so
damage immediately.
your magic missiles fly through the town, all darting out in directions and slamming into the False Hydra's core body. You would see it singing start to warble and strangely change. You would see everyone around you that aren't currently under the sword's effects currently starting to look almost mad for a second as they begin to breathe heavily in panic. As this thing's song was basically interrupted by this blast of magic missiles, and you would see its heads and limbs all start to writhe around, starting to look towards you. Noga.
Oh,
Where you
I have a bonus action.
Oh.
Hold on.
Wait, where you at?
I'm still formulating this in my
Oh,
head.
fuck,
But
that's
what I
too
was
far away.
thinking is, can I use my bonus action to slam the strings of the lute to make a noise to help drown out the singing?
Yeah. You slam the strings of the lute and really
my
a
claws.
performance check.
Alright, I suck at
God.
those. I've never
You're
used one.
Eddie on Stranger Things.
Yes.
Master! Master! Or is
I like how there's electricity.
But he's
sound
standing
in every
next to
other
you like
room.
Dustin, like, this is so metal!
23!
You slam it, and you would
Nice.
see the song now getting even more interrupted by this. You managed to, with the tuning you did earlier, to figure out it. You, like, do the anti-key of that.
Out of phase. Yes, I made it out of phase, so it cuts it.
So, everyone in the town, you all see them starting to look around and start to panic and scream. in confusion
Master! Yes.
As you pull an Eddie Munson.
It sounds like
30 seconds!
Can I flavor it so it sounds like, fucking Arabian metal?
Yeah. You start to play your JoJo. Noga. You see that the town is growing in a panic as the illusion is in one of its cut-off forms as the song has been interrupted for its either feasting or, well, now it's being interrupted by being attacked.
And what does anyone here look like they see anything in regards to this?
Right now, they all seem to be noticing it, which you know is only going to be something that's be brief.
I got an idea. I've got a great idea. I think, maybe.
I'm gonna take my sword and I'm gonna swing it into this one. 11.
Alright, you swing it at it, however, one of its tendrils sort of like flaps up and you cut into it, but it doesn't seem to like bleed or anything. As if cutting into like a thick stringy mozzarella.
Last you need to use that move you killed me with on this now before it disappears.
Remember how you killed me? Kill it like that.
Cut it! Cut it!
Do me like you did her.
If it can kill Zefsys, it can kill anything.
What?
Magic missile.
Oh yeah, I did that too.
Alright.
My magic missile looked cooler.
The Hydra is now up. As you would see its tentacles begin to sort of rise around and spindle more.
Attack the Red Ruffians!
The ruffians all seem to be able to shake away this effect. Meanwhile, Falcon, you can briefly see him and he seems to start going back to that basic stare. Celine also knows back to a basic stare. Valskins, meanwhile, still seems to notice what's up. Same with Glassstaff.
Wait, it gets to attack everyone in the town?
Oh no, this is a song.
Oh.
And the villagers all seem to go back to what they're doing. The False Hydra then begins to writhe and move around some more as this head right here. Where's Lobi? There's Lobi.
And it'll have a disadvantage.
And this over here, this strange blob that seems to have people in it, wiggles around. Falcon manages to avoid getting hit despite not being unaware. Lobizona, the head and arm in front of you, tries to claw and bite down. However, the first attack misses incredibly bad, so much so that you and Bunny and Noga are able to get AOs.
It's time for the whip. No.
It's not time for the whip.
Hold on, it's almost jacked.
That'll be an overall
21.
20.
You both hit.
Sweet.
And my whip is like plus. What the fuck was it? Hold on, I'm sorry.
So as I hit, I want to make it a
No,
pushing
it's not
attack
hitting.
to
Hell
make it
yeah.
fly into the building. So it needs to make a strength save.
13.
As I do my signature slam into the wall.
So, what's the DC?
The DC is 14.
You would notice that it just barely passes. It's less so resisting it, but more like it's because it's coming up out of the ground. It's sort of like you slam it in, like waves and wobbles.
Like
It's a
a
wacky
punching bag.
wave one.
How much damage?
8, 19, 13.
It's either a false hydra or a used car sale. I'm not sure what's going on here.
And that'll be 17 for me.
Ooh.
Oh, right. And, Lobizona, what is your AC?
Piss poor, 13.
Its claw, at disadvantage, manages to slash through your blur.
Bloody out. Damn it!
And as it slashes through, you are now grappled, actually.
Oh.
Alright. Damage?
You are not damaged, you are just grappled.
Oh, okay. Well. Let's go to me, ugly. Your song
Lobizona
sucks.
glitching upwards.
No!
The main body over there strikes down, and you would see this villager get like chomped and swallowed by a head.
These things happen.
And finally, the ruffians over there are both able to avoid attacks from getting eviscerated. And then, in response to your guys' AOO, you would see that head there begin to wail. And I need Lobizona, Bunny, Noga, and Glassstaff. Oh, there's no save. You take. You would hear psychic damage begin to strike through your minds, and you take 3 psychic damage.
Alright, Hellish Rebuke.
Alright,
Roll a deck save.
It fails.
Alright, that's gonna be some spicy, fun 3d10. Where the fuck is my other 3d10? There, yeah, my other d10.
When your food bites back.
Yo, the snack that smiles back.
Where did Hellish Rebuke?
Lobo.
Remember that is 3.
Yeah, that's
18.
9, 18. 18 damage. I'm gonna use that spell slot. And, yeah.
So, as you burst this fire back into it, it uses one of its other heads begins to wail. And once more,
Shut up! Quiet yourself! Ungodly beast.
Bunny, Noga, Loba, Glassstaff, the ruffians, and some up here all will take 4 more psychic
God
damage.
damn it.
Alright.
Welcome to my world.
God, you're giving me a headache.
Wow.
A literal headache.
Alright, Mouseskins. She would spin around and get onto the scaffolding up here.
Okay, Blur is still up.
She raises out her hand and she would fire off this blast of magical energy towards the False Hydra's body. However, that blast would hit the well and just sort of like fizzle and explode a bit. Doesn't destroy the well, don't worry.
Can't get
Bunny.
all these dead bodies there.
Alright, so. Got a question.
What's up?
Unseen servant. Can I make them act as like an amplifier for music?
I would allow Unseen Servant to play more music.
Okay, I can use that. Alright.
You have a whole band now.
I'm gonna use Bunny Hop to get away without provoking AOO. I'm gonna come over here, kind of be hidden. I'm gonna cast Unseen Servant, and I'm gonna tell him to play as loud as he can, the same thing I'm playing, and I'm gonna play extremely loud. As loud as I possibly can, and I'm gonna keep it going.
I will allow this to be considering the Unseen Servant giving you the help action, so go ahead and roll me a performance with advantage.
16. Plus the fuck ton of performance I have.
I really wish Lightning Lure was a bonus action.
22.
You begin to play this furious song, and as it echoes out around the town, you can tell this will give people advantage on saves against its music.
And I'm gonna keep playing. So like it keeps it up, hopefully, like it keeps them up there to be able to. The more people we have to fight.
And you would see Falcon begin to spin around, noticing because of your music, he spins around and looks towards the arms that are currently trying to wrap around him.
This is more like it. Get now, let's go! Amazon is trying to pry at the arm. God, I hate this.
You see Celine, her,
like
with your
uncles.
song, she begins to sort of snap free of it, and she runs over to attack the arms. Falcon would also begin to attack the arms up there. Zefsys, you're currently grappled.
So I can't do like my super wombo combo thing?
Please try to suplex